All right, folks, I thought we'd do something a little behind the scenes for you guys here today since Hunter Biden was convicted of several gun crimes today. So let's talk a little bit about it because honestly, I was caught by surprise. I thought that he would be found not guilty or would try and result in a mistrial and Hunter probably not being charged again. None of that happened. He was found guilty in a pretty short trial, 6 days. And I'm surprised. I got to admit, they got me pretty shocked. I want to talk a little bit about what Trump should do now. There was a statement floating around that said it was from his campaign. I think it was fake, but it was still really interesting. It pretended to have Trump alluding to pardoning Hunter Biden, calling out Joe Biden for being a bad dad and not just pardoning his son, which Joe Biden might still do. He might commute his sentence. He could completely pardon him. We're not exactly sure. We'll see. But it was kind of a funny little statement, and I think it'd be kind of interesting that for Trump to call Biden out on the stage when they get up there and debate for being a bad dad. And Trump could come out and say that he'll pardon Hunter if Trump's elected. And that would be kind of a nice bringing down of the temperature with all of the judicial escalation we've seen of Biden going after his political opponent. First time ever in U.S. history where the courts are going after the front runner for the presidency of the United States. He's now been convicted, and that's a new one for us. So it would be a nice way to bring down the temperature. I think that if Trump's elected, he will probably go after other people with his DOJ, and I think that would be a bit of a shame for the United States to go down that path. And I don't want to see it, but the Democrats started it out here. This is the path they wanted to go down. They felt that throwing away the best justice system in history was worth trying to get a quick win over Trump. So shame on them for that. They deserve all of the blame for everything that's to come. And I think it would be interesting for Trump to come out and just straight up say, hey, I'm going to pardon Hunter Biden if I'm elected. And it'd be cool. I got to admit, I'm kind of a fan of this theory. Yeah, even though I'm almost 100% sure it was fake, I hope it becomes real because that'd be kind of funny. No one would expect it. You always can bet on Trump doing the unexpected thing. This would be one of those cool unexpected things that he could do. We don't really gain anything from Hunter Biden being convicted on these gun charges. It's unlikely he's going to spend any real amount of time in jail. It's really just a sideshow to try and make us feel better about the railroading of Donald Trump. So I'm not really into the whole Hunter Biden needs to go to jail forever kind of thing. It might make a lot of independents feel good if he pardons Hunter, and it could be a good change of pace. But I did want to remind everyone why Hunter Biden even went to trial. He almost didn't go to trial. He made a sweetheart deal with the Biden DOJ where he would do a little bit of, it was like community service or some house arrest, something. He was not going to go to jail. And in return, they were going to drop all of the gun charges and all of his tax evasion charges that he's still facing. And a judge had to look at the plea deal and say, whoa, 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 whoa. This is obviously corrupt. We are not going to let this go through. No reasonable person can look at this and say this isn't corrupt. So the deal fell apart, and then they ended up going to trial. And that's the only reason we're even here. So I hate to hear this whole equating of the railroading of Donald Trump and then the conviction of Hunter Biden. We'll see the justice system has it both ways. No, they don't. They tried to get Hunter Biden off as hard as they could, but you can only go so far with corrupt drug addicts who commit gun crimes. So they did end up having to stick him with something. They're not going to stick him with any real crimes. I think he'll get off for all of his corruption and tax evasion charges. But they're going to hold this conviction up and say, see, our justice system isn't completely rigged. We can railroad a presidential nominee with 34 felonies, and then we'll take this like obvious drug addict and now felon, and we'll charge him with something too, even though we tried to get him off and you guys caught us. We'll stick him with something, and then you guys all need to feel better. No, we don't. We can still be really pissed about what they did to Donald Trump because it was corrupt BS. And I don't care how many crimes they stick Hunter with. His crimes are pretty damn obvious. He clearly lied on his gun forms. And sorry, gun crimes are a little more serious than some weird Russian nesting doll of you paid off a porn star with your own money and you should have claimed it on your campaign finance records. Like, nobody even understands that. Everybody understands you can't get a gun if you are a drug addict, because what happens is you could end up throwing that gun away in a dumpster, like near a school where a kid could get it. Like, exactly what happened. So I'm not here for any of this equating the Hunter Biden charges with Donald Trump being convicted. But thought I'd bring it to you guys. Wanted to remind you that this is all a distraction and don't pay any attention to it. You shouldn't feel any better about Trump being convicted because Hunter Biden was convicted. Trump's conviction was a complete scam, and Hunter Biden not only deserves to go to jail, but he probably won't, even though he was convicted of gun crimes now. So whatever. Ignore it. Move on. Donald Trump's going to be the next president of the United States, and hopefully all of this gets put right. See you guys next time.